Game Day Picks. I'm Tony Tier from Tony'sPicks.com. We're with you here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, here delivering live free picks for today's action. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and set notifications. We want you guys live with us so you get the best numbers with these plays that we give you here on the show daily here on Game Day Picks. And a couple things to make note of: our promo code, you can save 20% off all pre and pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link over in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab, and get signed up. Also love your interaction here. Post your picks in the comments below, if you would. And of course, remember our podcast, if it's more convenient for you, every pick in podcast form at Tony's Picks, available on all major platforms as well. Check us out there. Just notified by Amazon Prime. They were interested in our podcast there, talking with them. But we're on all the major platforms up there right now, so check us out. Also, guys, especially for those commuters on the lunch hour, just take your phone, type in Tony's Picks in the podcast on your Galaxy or your Apple, and you'll find us there. And then Bluetooth it into your car. You can listen to our shows, and of course, you can listen to the entire morning steam they've done on our podcast. As you get a full game rundown on all the games today and some in the college football. So that if you're looking for a long form listen, I would suggest morning steam because each pick is in individual form. But again, for your convenience, you can listen to the full morning steam today on that podcast format, and visit our site Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing our top performers here on our site right now. And guys like Nick and Ramon have been on fire, so get signed up right now. Here, this is the overall numbers, and you can see what we have here for sale from our featured picks, and of course our best bets. Each capper can list one best bet per sport per day, and we see Ramon with multiple ones up there. He's been on fire. You see him at top of leaderboards right now. The Steam team as well up there have been on fire. I think they're the top unit performers in the NFL this year is the morning Steam team. They're doing great work. $15 pick. Our cappers can designate one of their plays off their card as a $15 pick just to showcase their service out there. You see many of them do that and make their best bet there a $15 pick. 3-packs, very popular purchase here from a lot of the big players out there. So we got plenty of those out there. Something for everybody over at Tony'sPicks.com. Free picks, premium plays, best bets. Get on board right now at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's get this one underway. With us today, we got Ramon Scott and Mindy Han. Let's get game day picks going here for a Tuesday. Let's go ahead and welcome in Mindy Han. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's see if we bring her in right now. Mindy, what's happening?
Not too much going on here today. Excited for looks like a pretty good basketball and hockey card, so should be a good evening of I wanted to say ball watching, but it's not. It's basketball and puck watching, so should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one on the ice and on the hardwood today. Good games here in the NBA. It's a small card, but with quality. So we'll look at that, and of course, the big one tonight. You're looking probably the game of the night tonight from the NHL here as the Rangers here host these high-flying, fast-skating Colorado Avalanche. So defense meets offense here, 8 Eastern time, total 6. How do you see this one?
Yeah, so I do think this one is the marquee game here of the day. With this matchup, Avalanche, they're 3-2-1 versus those Rangers that are, 2-1-1, coming off a, kind of a disappointing loss, I would say, to the Sharks and the Rangers. They're averaging about 21 shots here on a goal per game. So it's like they're putting up a lot of, shots, but maybe sometimes just not getting the bounces, going their way here. And then we know the Avalanche, they're the fourth best team in scoring. They've put up 22 goals in 6 games, and versus the Rangers, if we take a look at what happened last year, they scored 11 goals to sweep the series. But I'm going to take a look at the total here. I like this one to go over. I'm not so, sure that we're going to see a whole lot of defense here today, especially with the way that, the Rangers have been playing as of late. The over here is 4-1 the last 5 meetings head-to-head between these two teams. And there's not a lot of difference in, where these teams were last year compared to this. The over is also 4-0 in the Avalanche last 4 when their opponent allows 5 goals in their previous game, and that did occur there versus the Blue Jackets. And then also the over is 7-1 in the Avalanche, 8 games following a win. And then if you look at the Rangers, I mean, the Rangers are 6-0 in their last 6 after allowing 5 goals. They tend to still go to the over. And the over is 9-1 in the Rangers' last 10 following a loss of 3 or more goals. So I expect a whole lot of action here in this game today between the Avalanche and the Lightning. And like it to go over the 6.5 goals. And if you watched our show this morning, kind of tend to be a little bit of a theme for us to hit the over here today.
Yeah, why not? We've seen a lot of the scoring here in the NHL this early season, and of course 6.5 has been a lot of numbers we've seen there. We actually see a few. We've seen 7 so far already this year, so we're seeing a lot of scoring. You have 2 goalies that are hovering about the 90% save mark. Looks like we know that Georgiev will be in net for the Avalanche, and looks like Shesterkin is expected to go for Igor for the Rangers.
Right. And so that's the thing too, is if I look at it just from, say like a power play perspective, right? The Avalanche, they've allowed a power play goal in every game this season. They're also next to last in kill percentage. But then, of course, they lead the league in power play percentage. So there's kind of a yin and yang with them. And then the Avalanche, they're also always in the penalty box. So that's why, again, if we take a look at just how the power play may work out in this one alone, you could expect maybe 3 or 4 goals just to go that way between the two of them. I mean, I just think there's going to be a lot of action. I'm not so sure that, Chester can maybe, give up stop everything that they're going to shoot on goal here today. I mean, it looks like, there's just going to be just tons of action, tons of shots on goal. And we know that there's a lot that can happen there if the defense isn't, playing that well between the blue lines.
Yeah, so you got a team with speed here with the Avalanche. Rangers over 6.5, and of course, remember you think of the NBA Denver Nuggets, how they're a fast team, and of course take advantage of that high elevation that you play in, and hope you catch it. But this is the game in New York. But they're structured to play fast, so we'll probably see that fast pace up there from the Avalanche, of course, where they put a more of an emphasis on scoring in the defense second. It seems that same holds true here on the NBA side.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. I think this is going to be a very, very fast moving. I haven't really looked, per se at, what time equivalent or whatever looks like. But again, we know that there's going to be a lot of penalties in this game. We know there's going to be a lot of power plays. And so that's where I think the edge is going to knock this over rather than not. So like if you were with the Rangers where you're 4th in the league with not being in the penalty box, and you had another team that was sitting at, 4th or 5th, 5th or 6th, then I would say, yeah, this one might go, to the under. But I just see with the shots on goal, the Avalanche being the 4th best scoring team. I'm really thinking, even though we have a couple good goalies here, that it's just going to be that higher pace, the more action. And then when there's more shots on goal, of course, we know there's more chance to get those in offensively on the rebound. So I like it to go over.
There you go. We've got Mindy here on Avalanche Rangers over a total of 6.5 goals. This one will start here at 8 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Of course, the World Series begins on Friday. We've proven great results in baseball over the last 30 days. 4-game card from the NBA, big card here from hockey. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, hooray, baseball. It's almost back again here. It's getting closer. Everyone's getting really excited. We were talking about who we think is going to win the World Series. If the mattress guy is going to win his big bet, $175 million. So yeah, it's going to be a good series, I think. And then also, so for today, I think there's a pretty good basketball card, but only came down to 1 pick today on the premium side. Still positive on the year here for hockey, so looking to keep that going. I got 5 games in the hockey league. And of course, I'm looking for lots of winners. So I did put that up as a 5-pack for my NHL today. And then also did do the best bets for hockey in the NBA here today. So yeah, go ahead and pick up one of those short-term packages here today, or check me out in a longer term. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, where we can do some winning here together. So looking forward to a nice card here today, Tony.
All right, get on board with me on over at Tony's Picks. Remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. and you'll save a 20% off. And of course, you can check out Mindy's page right now. When you land on her handicapper page, you'll see what she's got up there on the card here for tonight's action. Of course, leading it off here with a guaranteed best bet here of the day from the NHL, as well as a 5-pack here from this big card in the NHL. That would be a really good value right there here. $30 profit guarantee. What you see here in orange is profit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back in your account. That is profit guarantee. Also scrolling down, you'll see an NBA guarantee as well. So best bets here from the NBA and NHL, as well as a 5-pack from the NHL. So go ahead and get signed up. As you scroll further, you'll see some of the longer term passes, some seasonal passes that Mindy has up there from the NFL. You've got some college football seasonal passes. Of course, then we get into the all sports passes where you can purchase anywhere between, we can get a 3-day, 7-day, 1 month, or 1 year all sports pass. We get all of Mindy's premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go to a handicapper page and you make that purchase. And of course, you could use the promo code TonyT at checkout and you'll save a lot of money there, 20% off. Of course, on the 1 year pass, that comes out to $240. On the 1 month pass, that's $66. And in those long-term passes, you'll get every play that Mindy releases on the site, including this new feature that we've implemented with the late steam plays. And each capper is differently in their approach. Some of them have done, many of them, like Sam and Paul, are really on it. Some will probably be selective. But again, what the late steam play is if any of the cappers like a play that begins between 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time, they can put it into the system, and the long-term subscribers will be email notified of that pick. So that is a feature that's part of the long-term pass, is the late steam plays, and of course the emails to your inbox only for the late steam, not on all the plays. We don't want to flood your email box. You can go to the members page and get your members page picks as you always do, but that late steam plays will be emailed you directly. So we've added that feature now to the all sports passes. And of course, that's also available on the pick ticker. But the people with the all sports passes, you'll have a 5-minute exclusive time window on those plays, so you can act on the best lines. So again, the long-term passes, you have an exclusive 5-minute window to act on those, whereas then it will be on the pick ticker 5 minutes after it's posted into the system. So we give the long-term pass that exclusive window there on the long-term customers, guys. So make sure you get ahead and get signed up there. It's a really good value there, and use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. All right, Mindy, I know got a lot going on, and we always put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony6Mindy for more picks.
Yes, I have 2 hockey picks here today on the Twitter account, so go ahead and check that out at Tony's Picks Mindy. Go ahead and click a follow, then hit the bell for the notifications. Then why not retweet it so we get more people to go ahead and follow our free picks there as well. So we appreciate all that you guys do for us to help us increase and expand our social media presence there also. And then we are on the morning steam again here today. We've been killing it lately. We put out another 7 picks here today in the NBA and NHL. And so we're ready to kick some more butt here yet this evening. So we went over, we kind of recapped the Monday Night Football game. We went ahead and talked a little bit about the World Series. And then we did our picks on NHL, NBA, and we started for Saturday morning football, 11 a.m. Central Time kickoffs. And then we came up with a big group there. So make sure you check out our college football picks so you can get in there, get the best lines. Ramon kind of sometimes hints around saying, hey, maybe you should wait on this one. No, maybe you should take this one right now. So you get the exclusive first line, opening lines, the morning steam with us to get the very best, angle on each of these games too. If you're considering them on your card, you might as well not wait, and that's why we put those out early so you can get all the information that you can to do your due diligence and get some more wins here over the weekend. Been a good show. We're gonna probably do some more college football tomorrow, plus of course NBA and NHL. So make sure you get over, watch the morning steam, or you can listen to it on our podcast feature.
That's right, guys. So you can check out the morning steam in its entirety right now over at Tony's Picks. We also clip out each individual pick to make it convenient for you to go over there and see the plays. Very good for those late night games. If you have a little stuck on the late night games, you won't have to go in there and search an entire show for it. So we really made that feature specifically. We didn't put all the games up there, but I think it really helps you for those late night games because a lot of people are so hyper focused on the early starts that sometimes the middle of the late cards get neglected. But if you need to pick for the late games, just go over to Tony'sPicks.com and you'll find each individual pick up there on the channel. So check it out there. Or if it's more convenient, I mean, you guys have all these phones with you all the time. Use the podcast form. Use the podcast. It's real convenient. Tony's Picks podcast on all major platforms. If you're looking for that late night play, that play has been clipped out of every show. Every play is clipped out of every show and up on video, and it's also in the podcast. And I mentioned that for the late games, because again, everyone's so focused on the early games, the early starting times, they forget it out. So check it out. And for you guys that are watching us, that are commuting, that are in your cars, you're going back to work, or you're going home from work, Tony, their shows are an hour plus long, and it's a complete rundown of the entire day's card. So there is always time to act on those plays, because you know these games start at 7 Eastern time. You're in your car, boom, you get the entire rundown from the games today. And of course, first look at college football. There's 47 games on the card. You're not going to get them all done on Saturday, so it's kind of spread out throughout the week. So there's already college football coverage pretty much on every show now. So check it out over in podcast form, Tony's Picks podcast. All right, Mindy, as always, great having you show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it. Have a good day, Tony.
You too as well. Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. All right, let's continue on with the show. Here, let's go ahead and welcome in Ramon Scott. He's been taking a look at the leaderboards. He's been on absolute fire right now over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's bring him in right now. Ramon, what's happening?
Yeah, Tony, just watching about a half a dozen soccer games, watching Real Madrid with a meltdown here in the first half. But some exciting soccer going on. I'm watching, not really in action with any premiums on the site, but I love Champions League soccer. Really the highest quality of European football there is. So, and focusing on this card, and more winners tonight. Can't miss here on the show with you, Tony. Maybe I should do the whole card with you.
Yeah, we've been on fire here with the games here, and of course. Tonight you picked up one of the game of the nights here. We're getting a lot of really good coverage on the games here. Let me check this real quick. All right, tonight we've got the Suns here hosting the Warriors. The Suns, they opened at 2.5. It's down to 1.5, so we're seeing some money here on the Warriors in this one. Total sits at 227.
Yeah, and that's because these two teams kind of follow the same pattern. A lot of people say, the trends, the head-to-heads doesn't matter sometimes, and maybe it doesn't when you're talking about Eastern Conference versus Western Conference, where they don't meet as frequently or whatever. But here you got two quality teams that are very familiar with each other, living in each other's back pockets, really, when it comes to this series with Golden State and Phoenix. So far this year, Golden State's playing off the charts with their offense and their scoring. They're gone over in all three games so far, but Phoenix has gone under in all three, although, maybe a push for some people, not for me. Had a winner in their game that was a push, but shop for the best price and all that. When these two teams meet, Tony, it's kind of always a lower scoring game, and that's because of the Phoenix Suns and the way they play. We know that they're the team that likes to control the pace. So who's going to win the battle of pace when it comes down to tonight's game? The Suns are playing, kind of a defensive team. Well, they were a great defensive team last year, the Golden State Warriors. But this year so far, they've played some teams where the games have been a little bit high scoring, because those teams like Denver, they don't play as much defense. So here against Phoenix, when you're playing a team that focuses on the defense, with the guys like Booker and Ayton and Bridges, these guys are more defensive oriented. And the series itself, right? 13 of the last 16 meetings have gone under. 20 of the last 28 in Phoenix have gone under. 7 of the last 8 in Phoenix have gone under. All under this number, average of about 221 or so. So this is a Warriors' first road game as they venture out a little bit. All 4 of the meetings last year between these two teams went under this total. Tony, Golden State's at a hot pace, we know that, about 110 possessions right now, but last year they were about 99 overall, and so that because of the teams that they've played so far, it's a pretty big increase that is not sustainable. The Warriors will not they're going to be a championship club. So they're going to play more defense when all is said and done. They know they can, against those teams that like to or can't play as much defense, they can play their type of game. Here, when they get in against the Suns and they get forced into that lower tempo game, yes, it does slow things down tremendously, but it often goes the Warriors' way. They've covered the series more often than not for the last 5, I believe. But I'm focusing on the total here. Phoenix allowing just 43 points per game inside. We know the Warriors are a more perimeter team, if you will, but Phoenix is allowing just 44% shooting, including 34% from three-point range, and they've already done a pretty nice job against the Clippers team. They allowed them just 95 points in that 112-95 win. So 2 of the best defensive teams last year. I expect this to be the case again tonight. I think the total probably 5 points or more too high, Tony. I mean, I've got on my window, 216 was the lowest number in my prognostication window that I like to use to balance out my plays and try to come up with my selections. So that's the way I expect to see this one go. Phoenix can control this tempo. Whether or not they win or not, I'm not so sure about that. Phoenix takes this game seriously, but it always seems to work out the Warriors' way. But 220 seems more likely than that number that you see right there, Tony, if not a little bit lower in this one. High-profile matchup that should play to the series history, quite frankly.
All right, Ramon says that under 227 in this one, and we're seeing a lot of movement here on this line from a lot of the sharp books. So there are still 227s out there, but a lot of the sharp books now we're seeing, especially offshore and in Vegas, we've seen this money move here. So it's one of those offshore versus even in Vegas, we're seeing the number come down. So guys, you can better hop on that because that seems to be the way this one is moving. Under 227 here, Warriors and Suns. Yeah, hard to argue that one. Of course, it's an interesting note here where you're looking at the home team. Home team may set the tempo. You often say that, and they're the slower paced team. Are the Suns versus that high flying, fast paced number 1 in pace Warriors team.
Yeah, and you mentioned that line move. I mean, I think the tickets are still going to be at least shaded a little bit to the over and the sharp money, the bigger money plays coming in on the under. So that's usually one of those strong indicators right there that I like to use when I'm market handicapping as well. But you called it, Tony. I mean, really it's Phoenix, it's Chris Paul, it's the way they dictate the tempo there. And Phoenix will fall into it, not into the trap of it necessarily, but Phoenix, with the style that they play, Golden State knows that they can play either or, if you will, and still possibly get it done. This is a closely rated game. I'm not saying that the Warriors are good to go for a victory. I do like the Warriors side here. Mindy and I did agree that the Warriors were the side to look at, and again, it's worked out for them in this series. They usually are able to get it done, but it's often a lower scoring game when these two teams meet. And we also talked about the league-wide trend so far, Tony. 6 of the 8 games went under last night. While we do see some wacky scores so far with some pretty bad defensive teams when the games are getting, we've seen some 130s to 120s type of things so far, but in general right now the unders look like the way to go so far, including last night. Like I said, 6 of 8 to the under last night, and you've got 2 teams that focus on the defensive end like this. One of the top matchups so far the first week of the season. That's why I have it under.
All right, Ramon here, Warriors Suns under total of 227. This one gets underway here at 10 Eastern on TNT. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com right now. We've been on absolute fire here over the past 30 days. 1,824 units of profit, showing profit last 7 days. Showing profit, now he's up on the year's board here. Over 3,000 units of profit in the NBA for this season, for this year, I should say. Been fantastic work. Great results here in the NHL. And it all, even in the NBA Summer League, had 705 minutes of profit. So this man knows his NBA. So good time to get on board with Ramon Scott. All right, Ramon, we got a big NHL card. We got 4 from the NBA. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Well, I got 1 play in the NBA, Tony, and 1 in the NHL so far. Maybe I'll come up with some steam tonight. You'd think I'd be the steam guy so far, but that hasn't been the case. Once you get a nice card in there and you feel good, a lot of times when you do, and the way I look at the steam, if you will, I know we're paraphrasing a little bit our terminology, just calling our plays, late steam because we're coming in steaming on it. But a lot of times, if you miss a line move, it's not necessarily a play that I'm willing to give out to subscribers. But maybe that will be the case tonight. But I got 1 play in the NBA. It's up there for $15. I've got the Tony's Picks special on there. You see it there, peeking there at the bottom. The game tonight. 1 play, $15. Got the best bet special. So please capitalize on that. I got 1 play so far in the NHL. It's my best bet there as well. So yeah, Mindy and I went a little heavy on the card, and I thought I might come in with another premium or 2 in hockey. But man, you're right, Tony. You talk about some of those totals. We came in with a lot of goals, and I was expecting to come in with some overs tonight in the NHL. I was kind of worried when I saw those juiced 6.5s. So that's probably kind of where I kind of drew the line a little bit on some of the plays myself. So just 2 plays tonight right now, but going to keep it rolling. I have 3-0 yesterday. You see the numbers there, 1672 over the last 7 days. Yeah, on a pretty good heater at this point right now, thanks to the subscribers too, to the packages and to the long term, because that's been good. When you're running good, people are jumping on board. That's the way we're trying to do it here, Tony. And right now, I'm pretty sure everybody's pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. So I know the subscribers are pretty happy with the situation as well. As you see those numbers there, especially in these major sports. I laugh a little bit here, and because the NBA has been a little goofy so far, no doubt about it. Some people are already ready to, kick in the season again after a week, but I'm not. No, I mean, for me, it's a matter of picking the spots, and that's what's key in the NBA. There's no surprises here so far that some teams are expected to win and, throwing in the clunker right there just when you think they're going to, be double-digit favorites. And everyone's kind of upset right now. Why is this happening in the NBA? Well, we're back to the usual NBA. Well, for me, I kind of got that algorithmic approach that keeps me on the right side most of the time. So that's why you want to get involved with me over there at Tony'sPicks.com. You see yesterday, 2-0 in the NBA, 1-0 in the NHL, and I'm hoping to sweep these 2 tonight. I probably will, given the current run that I'm on. So please hop on board, go on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save that 20%. That'd give you a real good price on my NBA Tuesday night discount best bet. $15 without the discount. So apply the discount, and you got a nice play right there with me from a, hot NBA capper like Red Hot Ramon Scott. That's the way I like to type it up on the preview sheet, Tony. Feeling pretty good, obviously, right now.
This is
almost talking trash with my style.
That's funny. Yeah, get on board Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can see the numbers here because I want to show off some of the smart tab navigation. We don't, keeping you on the page. You don't have to go and click all these page views. Very easy for you to shop for your picks at Tony'sPicks.com because we put the user experience first. And again, most sites, if you want to check all this, you probably would have to hit 20 pages to get there. We make it quick for you. We do sacrifice the page views, but it will get them back in the long run because we put the user experience first. So when you want to do your research on our cappers, you can see how easy it is to check the records. Just clicking the tabs. You're not having to go and click all these pages to find that information. We'll scroll down here and you'll be able to find what's on for sale for Ramon today. He does have that NHL Tuesday at Best Bet on the board right now, so get on board with that one, as well as the NBA Tuesday night discount Best Bet. The $15 premium play is up there. Of course, they're both profit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back in your account. That is profit guarantee. As you scroll down, you'll see the longer term passes that Ramon offers. He has some seasonal passes here from the NBA as well as NHL. We'll scroll some more. You'll see NFL and college football season passes up there. Continue the scrolling, the end of the CFL season here, as well as the longer term passes, the all sports passes here at the bottom. You can choose between the weekly, the 3-day, 7-day, or all sports pass. You get all of Ramon's premium plays on all sports, and you see how much sports he wins at, because you see that at the top of the page. Long-term passes, you want to go 1 year all sports pass, all of Ramon's plays for the year. The 30-day all sports pass for 30 days. That 1 month pass, you get all of Ramon's World Series picks, all of his NBA plays for 30 days. We got all of his NFL, his college football, NHL, college basketball is in play. It begins in about 13 days. We tip off a huge schedule of games. Not a lot of marquee matchups. You probably need some handicapper help there, because I don't see too many marquee matchups in the first few days. I think in the weekend there's a few, but there's a lot of action from college basketball starting in just 13 days. I've already looked at the schedule there, so there's a lot of action. This is the time to go on with that long-term pass here from Ramon. We talked about that 1 month pass, maybe even some World Cup, right? That will be first 7 days of World Cup. I'm sure Ramon will be in. Everyone's in action in World Cup. Oh, I hate it. People talk about soccer, but everyone's all in when it comes to World Cup. So you could bet he'll find something in the World Cup. I'm pretty sure he will. So that will also include the first 7 days of World Cup. Get on board that Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. And we talked about this late steam. This is a feature here that for the long-term customers. Again, if you look for this green in the pick ticker and over the Cappers handicapper page, that's the late steam. That means these are picks that have been released within 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time. That's late steam. If Ramon has any late steam, that will also be part of your long-term pass. It's included at no charge, is the late steam plays. And again, when Ramon enters plays that begin within 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time, when he puts in those late picks, those picks are emailed directly to your inbox for long-term subscribers. Long-term subscribers also have a 5-minute exclusive window to act on those plays in front of the rest of the world, because after 5 minutes, it will show up on our pick ticker. So again, you have that 5-minute exclusivity window up there. Take advantage of it, get the long-term pass, and get signed up right now. And of course, use that promo code. We're going to do the math here on the 1 month all sports pass. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab, and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we talked about, we got the great show going on here with the morning steam here on Tony'sPicks.com, YouTube and Twitter account. And of course, at 9 a.m. Eastern time with a full card rundown, and also delve into college football as well. And of course, we put together a Tony's Picks Ramon account just for picks on the Twitter.
Yeah, get my play tonight in the NHL. Head on over to Tony's Picks Ramon on Twitter and pick up another free play, another free winner for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. It's in the NHL tonight. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with more morning steam. Pulled together a winning card yesterday. I think we'll do so again today. We're putting up the numbers, putting the numbers in the green. I like when I see my account up there, Tony, on the leaderboard, and I like when I see the morning steam account up there. It makes me feel good. So Mindy and I get together, we see what games we agree on. Those end up being our consensus plays, kind of turn those into premium plays and repackage them, but you can get them all for free by watching our show 6 days a week at the morning steam here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Every 6 days a week, like I said, we just go through the entire card, preview the game, and if we agree on it, it's a consensus play, and those plays are doing quite well. Like you say, we wanted to document them. There they are, documented right on the site. And as I explained today, that's why I got involved with you, because really to get legitimacy kind of in this business, you need that third-party source. You just can't be spouting off winners on Twitter. I'm a former Twitter capper. I've done every kind of capping for 30 years, from newsletters to 900 numbers to screaming at telephones and things like that to today's modern stuff with Twitter, and I was doing that as well. But when the invite came out to join Tony's Picks, that's what I wanted to do. You look at the multi-capper sites, the way they track the plays, that's the way to do it. And my numbers are up there, plain as day. Tracked. I can't change them. I put them in like it's a sports book. Once the plays are in, they're in. So sometimes, sometimes you don't even get the best of the line. That's just the way it is. Sometimes the customer actually gets a better line, which is cool. But again, by the end of the day, there they are. They're the plays up there. You can check them every day, even if you're not ready to purchase yet. Follow along, see how I'm doing. Like I said, Tony, 1,600 units up for the week. If you're betting $100 plays, you'd be up 1,600. I think that with these higher end picks, these boutique picks, if you will, my players are probably playing a little bit more than 100 a game. So when you see that 1,600, you can usually go 2 or 3x that number, if not more, and see how much people are winning when they subscribe to my picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. So just a lot of winning right now because the boards are big, the opportunities are there, and this is where we take advantage.
That's right. Our leaderboards we based on a $100 a unit play, but I know a lot of the people who buy picks, much higher, 500 to 10K a game from our input we've had from people on the phone and what they've told us on the live chat. So it's a pretty big number there. The folks that buy the picks are heavy bankroll bettors with heavy bankrolls. Guys, check out Ramon, of course, the morning steam with those consensus plays. They're for free when you watch the show. They're not for free if you don't watch the show. It's very simple. It's very easy formula to fit. And of course, people who don't watch the show are gladly pay. Gladly pay. They gladly pay. They really gladly pay. They don't mind it. And we already talked to some of the folks about that on the live chat. They inquire about the morning steam. Because we're good. A lot of people track it. They don't know about the show. Do you want? And some that don't, we tell them what it is. Oh, we like that concept. Okay, you can get them for free, or you can pay it. I'll pay. I'll pay. All right, go ahead and pay. So no worries there, right? So get on board here with Ramon and sign up to one of his long-term passes and check out the show here on our channel. Morning Steam, a full card rundown every day, and then some as we even look ahead to some of the sports like college football and NFL. They're done in advance, so you want to check it out. A lot of good archiving as well. And don't forget the podcast, Tony's Picks Podcast. Go back and listen to the entire Morning Steam on your drive home from work today. We put the entire show, 1 hour plus, up there with a full game breakdown for the entire card for today. All right, Ramon, keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Thanks as always for the opportunity, brother.
You got it. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 2:15 Eastern Time. Just make sure you guys, if you would, like and subscribe and set notifications so you're notified when we're on live, and you will get all our side updates, all our picks, and of course get the best numbers with these picks because, of course, these lines move, and we can see when Ramon gives out a play. We're seeing line move, because we have a lot of people that watch our show, check it, industry people. So no doubt about that. At least that's what I've been told. That's what I've been told by a lot of my friends in the offshore world. They said they really respect the work we do here. So, and I can tell that when I see line moves like this. So that's just how it rolls. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. It's time for my play right here. We're going to come into the NBA game tonight between the Wizards and the Pistons. This might be, some may consider this a high-risk maneuver, but what I've seen here in form, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take care of the Wizards. They're laying the 5.5 in this one tonight against the Pistons. And, let's go ahead and see if there's any more updates to this injury report. I will do a refresh here on my injury report up to date. I'm showing Bagley and Burks out here for Detroit, and I just want to make sure that is still accurate. That is still accurate as we go. Okay, we know Detroit. Ramon had talked earlier about these bad defensive teams, and we're already seeing one here from this Detroit Pistons team. They've just been brutal on the defensive end of this season, and it's one of the reasons why I'm really going against them. But not only that, the Washington Wizards have been playing pretty well. When you look at the team, they're healthy. Okay, Morris, Beal, Kuzma, Porzingis. That's some pretty good scoring. They got the guy Vidja in there as well. They're hitting 49% from the field, 39% from three, and they're holding teams at 41% shooting. While their efficiency is a little down because they got to limit their turnovers and they can do better on the offensive glass. But I'll still back them in this spot only because the Detroit Pistons defense has not been really up to par this season. It's pretty bad. Yes, it's pretty bad. They come off a poor shooting game here against the previous game. In this one, losing on the road to Indiana, they just shot 39%, 18 of 42 from three. No more Jeremy Grant on the team. He was a big scorer over there, so he's exited the team. And and you look at the Pistons. As a matter of fact, let's take a look here at their defensive rating. It's basically last in the NBA. They're worst in the NBA right now in defensive efficiency, giving up 118 points per 100 possessions. So we're going to go against that bad defensive rating here by the Pistons. Go here with the Wizards here at -5.5 against the Pistons. All right, this one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Tony'sPicks.com. Single play right now for me right now. Get this, a best bet. Ready for this? From the NHL. So I came in with a pick from the NHL today. There's a play that I really isolated that I really like. So get on board with that. Also, my long-term pass, 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. You get all my premium plays for that period of time when you go to my handicapper page and you make that purchase. An NBA pick, well, I'm still keeping in line. This may be my first late Steam play. I'm like Ramon. I've been kind of waiting to look here if I can fire in late with the game. And, oh boy, looking at some line moves, I don't know. I don't know, because it's going against what I was thinking about. So we're gonna keep an eye on the rest of the game tonight. If I come up with a play, it'll be a late steamer. I think we had limited lines available last night. I'm trying to remember what the situation was, but I was kind of scratching my head on that Warriors-Suns game. I was not thinking about the total in this. I was thinking about the total in the Clippers Thunder, and there was a line or a rogue line somewhere. I thought it was too high, but man, it's come down like 10 points since that rogue line came up. And this Mavericks Pelicans game, the injuries, is a huge situation here. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. And of course, you already know I already showed my hand on that Pistons Wizards game, but total could also be in play too. So just going to keep an eye here the rest of the hours here. And if I have a late Steam play, it'll be up on the site. But for the most part, it's going to be NHL as my best bet today. Of course, get my long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select when you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase. Don't forget that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. And just to go ahead and show you this here, you'll scroll down and you'll see, yes, I do. I do have a best bet from the NHL. Can you believe that? Trying to work on that improve my perfect record in the NHL for this year. So get on board. They're very limited, only 3 releases. But funny, hey, listen, I've been following the NHL a lot this season. I've been watching it. I love the TV coverage of it. NHL Network showing more. I love these networks that just show replays. I don't want to see the studio shows. I'm sick of those things. Just show the replays. That's all I want to see. Just show me the replays. I watched Edmonton, Colorado again. What was played Edmonton, Pittsburgh. Watched that game again today. And it seems that these networks have figured out to show the replays. We don't need to see these stupid studio shows. It's just a waste of time. All right, guys, so check us out there at Tony's Picks. And, of course, I will do the recap for you right now. Let's go ahead and pull it up right now. We got Mindy with the Avalanche Rangers over 6.5. Ramon with the Warriors Suns under 227. I'm here on the Wizards at -5.5. All right, that'll do it here for this edition of Game Day Picks. Guys, make sure you tune in again tomorrow live at 3 Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again, and tune in the mornings, 9 a.m. each time for the morning steam with Ramon and Mindy. Of course, catch all our picks in podcast form on our Tony's Picks podcast. Remember, the morning steam in its entirety is up there on the podcast list. On your drive home from work, listen to the entire live morning steam show, 1 hour plus show, uninterrupted, with nothing but picks and analysis and information from the entire card today from the NBA, NHL, and they also delve into Week 9 of college football. So a lot of picks to fill up that 1+ hour show. That'll get you home with the podcast morning steam. Look for it on Tony's Picks podcast. Or again, as I said, if you're scratching your head for the late games, every pick is in podcast form. Find the picks for the late games there as well. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew here from today. Going to wave goodbye to you guys. Have a great evening and make it a win-win. We'll talk with you again tomorrow here on Game Day Picks.